Y'all, fully focused, back at the building with another video today, right? So today I want to talk about limiting sort of your intimate relationships, or not letting it get you distracted, right? So with a lot of guys I see, especially when I was younger, right, wasn't as aware. Obviously I still have the religious belief roots still instilled in me, but it's a different dynamic when you play into the human world, where you have to interact with people that are not on the same frequency, right? Not everybody is religious, not everybody thinks the same, not everybody believes in the same religion or the same philosophy, right? So generally what I'm saying is sexual relationships or intimate relationships, right? You can't let that get you distracted on your purpose. So what I'm saying, so this is to the fellas, obviously, I can't really relate to the women. But you know, it could go vice versa with women too that are watching, even though my channel is directed towards men, is that you can't let intimate relationships distract you from your purpose, you know what I'm saying? So I had friends, you know, even close friends that were on, you know, that were better off before they had a certain woman enter in their life and mess their mentality up. When you're fully focused, with me, you know, being in monk mode or being single is one of the best things rather than being in a relationship, because the most valuable currency is not anything. It's not anything physical. You know what I'm saying? It's more of an abstract concept, which is time. Time is something that you can't get back. Time is something that is always linear, always progressing. So, you know, what happens with a relationship with a woman, they want your time. I'm just saying the facts. This is how it is, you know what I'm saying? Having intimacy requires a lot of physical interaction. That's just how it is nowadays. You know, when you have a long distance relationship, those are typically harder. The percentage of them lasting long globally is less than 10 or 5% realistically within, I don't know, a span of 2 to 5 years, even a year. The reason that is that humans always require, you know, physical interaction in order to keep some type of interest, right? Men, women, the same. A lot of it revolves around sex. Sex is the main point. It's obscured because it's used a bit too much to have to keep that genuine interest, right, within both parties, both sexes, or, you know, whatever. But it is what it is today. So with men get distracted by the poom, right? When you get distracted by poom, trust me, I've been there before. It's not a good thing, because you waste a lot of time that you can utilize on focusing yourself, focusing on your finances, your knowledge, your grind, on your physical aspect, getting in the gym, right? Me, myself, a year ago, I was on the way, you know, I was in my slump, mental slump, extreme mental slump, where I let myself go, right? Mentally, you know, I was just smoking weed every day, right? Wasting my potential, wasting my time, and those are prime years that I can't get back, you know what I'm saying? You know, looking back, obviously, if I was in the position I was now, you know, 18, 19, 20, you know, I would definitely do it a lot differently, but, you know, that's time you can't get back, but you utilize those mistakes as L's as in lessons, not, you know, losses, right? Everything is just a lesson that you learn, so you move forward, because you can't get back, right? So same thing applies, right? A lot of my old friends, right? They fell off track. You know, they've gotten skinnier. They got mentally weaker. They're not on track on, you know, towards their career, right? They fell off on their career. They're not as focused. This is why the channel is always, you know, fully focused. So if you do have intimate relationships, right? It could just be strictly sexual, you know, friends with benefits, FOBs, F buddies, or if it's, you know, your girlfriend, or wife, right? You generally always want to stay on your purpose, because you yourself, this is your own story. It's not somebody else's story. So don't try to focus on, you know, let's say, you know, the woman, right? But focus on yourself the most, because when you don't focus on your own storyline, you know, what's the point of that? You know what I'm saying? So, and there's always consequences to what happens. You know, 80 to 90% of women always initiate divorce, generally with understanding hypergamy, when women always want to date up in the dating market, this SMV market, right? That's where the genuine burning desire comes in. So that's why you always got to be on your grind, on your purpose, especially because, you know, that's where the genuine desire is lost, when you're not, you know, within the hypergamous standpoint, right? That's another aspect to think about. Obviously, don't focus on that, but just understand what the drive is. So yeah, when you fall off, that generally happens, and you get distracted. Nowadays, especially with the young generation, when I was in high school, people would always try to flex, right? They try to flex that they got the baddest, you know, biz, B-I-H-S. I'm not trying to curse or prolific language on YouTube, because I think YouTube is more strict on that nowadays, right? Crazy, 2021, right? But the biz, right? Focus on the biz, how much poom they got, right? And generally, you know, that's the way I see it now. That's kind of some weak ass ish, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, but it is what it is. So when I was on that way, well, I didn't focus on that most of high school, which is a good thing. But generally, also in college, especially in my early years, because everybody was on that wave, trying to flex what they got. You know, everybody was trying to, you know, just get it in and all that, right? I got distracted. Obviously, I did, you know, there was semesters that did very well in my classes when I was on my grind. I understood that, but there was some times where I was just focused on, you know, other things where it just doesn't help to progress on any level, any scale, right? You know, a party is just you may have a good time, but, you know, it's good to have it once in a while. You know, enjoying yourself, enjoying, you know, time with other people. But if it's consistent, at that point you're just wasting your time, because drinking is only a deficit, or smoking is only to a certain degree. It depends on what we're smoking. That's how I view it differently, but it can be definitely a deficit as well, if there is no utilization of how you know, your productivity while, you know, smoking or whatever, right? So it's a sad thing. I see it especially a lot with my old friends, or even current people that I have within my sphere of influence, somewhat of a social circle as well, right? The idea of, you know, when women, you know, do fall over, it can be overwhelming, and then you get lost in the sauce, right? You know, like when you get you see all these famous people, James Harden, right? James Harden, he may be an NBA baller, right? But what do you see? He got pulled over for what? Not pulled over. He got arrested. Him and little baby got out. I don't know. I'm hearing all this stuff. I'm like, bruh. But getting arrested in Paris and all that. You know, paying cash apping 100K to Sawati or whatever. I don't even know what type of name that is, bro. But yeah, and you have to look at the woman too. That woman, in my opinion, is low value. I don't find that attractive. I prefer women with more, you know, having women with more class, more feminine, more submissiveness. That's always better. You know what I mean? More of level-head, intelligent. Always want to get your best option, right? So that you see you screw over, or you put yourself in a deficit over something like that. You realize you're just like, wow, that's you got to think logically, bro. It's not your best bet, and it's not going to give you the best outcome. that's just how it is. People should generally think like that too. That's what happens. Getting distracted via that, or taking a hit, or taking an actual loss, not a lesson, a loss. It puts you in a position where, unless you have accountability or you don't know what you're doing, then you're just you're sleepwalking through life. You know what I mean? And when you're at the end, you look back and it's good. It's better to do it at now and then progress forward than regretting it for the rest of your life. Yeah, me, I admit, 18, 19, 20, 21 was when I started to change and started getting into finding out what I wanted to do, right? But it doesn't matter if you're 30, 35, 40, 45, right? As long as you decide now you wanted to change, limit how it will distract you, stay on the grind, stay on the purpose, then it doesn't really matter. So I just want y'all to stay fully focused as we progress and becoming the best versions of ourselves, and we're gonna make the best impact within what we've got, to make our lives better, and eventually that'll help the world as well. So, all right, y'all, stay tuned, subscribe, like the video, comment, whatever you want to do. Obviously, always support the channel, right? IG will finna come up soon. I know I've been saying that, but that's what happens when you're on the ground, right? So, all right, y'all, peace.